All right, this is part two of the third woe. Um, Basically, this Syria thing with Donald Trump and everything that has created this opening stages of World War that's making this war a real fight, not just a rumor anymore. It's now become an actual somebody has thrown the first punch out there. So they're exchanging punches now. Now we gotta wait and see the next punch that I think the first was a push by Syria and then America swung, you know, and took a blow at Syria, which is taking a blow at Russia, as Vladimir Putin had stated. Let's see if he's a man of his word. I believe he is. Anyway, it says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Yeah, all those that are in the way of sinners and the way of the wicked, whether you're Israelites or you're the wicked themselves, you will be cast in that second death, man, the lake of fire. You will be destroyed in America when this kingdom goes down. Now, those Israelites that are of the 2/3 that don't make it out with salvation, they will come back and be all right in the kingdom of heaven. They'll still be Israelites. They'll still be ruling. They're just not going to be at the top of this apex, and they will have shame. But this so-called white man's society is going down. And this is the major sign of it not only going down, but it crumbled right when the missiles are shot off. But we're already are destroying it spiritually. Okay, from there we want to let's go back to Joel, because the gravity of Joel, the third chapter, holds a special place in this. Yeah, I'm gonna hit Joel, the third chapter again, and I'm gonna start up at 9 again. Right? It says, proclaim this among the Gentiles, and those Gentiles are the heathens. It's not the Israelite foreigner Gentiles. This is the heathen Gentiles right here. It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Now, that strong is nuclear capability. That's what that is. That's that nuclear capability. Now I'm going to jump down to the 15th verse again. It says, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Now we're just going to the second chapter of Joel. Start around the top. And the reason why I read that was because these missiles that we're about to read about in the second chapter of Joel will blot out the sun. The smoke of its destruction is gonna cover the skies and make it dark. Where you won't be able to see the sun. It'll be always gloomy. And the outlook of the world, because they've lost the great harlot, or the great consuming nation that buys everything from all these other nations. They don't produce anything. They always are out there. How do you say it? Consuming what somebody else creates. So we're always buying. When the messed up part is they're going to get pissed at America because we're buying it on credit. America buys all these things from these other nations based on credit, but they're not going to pay their debts. So everybody's going to turn on America. And then you're out there not paying your debts, and you're also not making good on your debts, and you're also trying to run through and out of control and bomb the whole world. Yeah, these other countries are going to get tired of that. And that's why this whole Brexit thing is so big, and all and Frexit and so on and so forth, with all these other countries leaving the European Union, because they are dissociating themselves with America. As Trump said also, he in so many words, he's like, we have a skill or something for hire out here that we could actually use and we can make money off of. And that's the military. Whether or not he does that or not is to be seen. That's just something to think about. Anyway, Joel chapter 2, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, warn all the people of Israel, particularly the elect. It says, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Yeah, this is it, man. This is letting you know that this is this time. Here's that timetable right here, that this is that time. It said, a day of darkness and of gloominess. Right? That's what it said in the in the third chapter. Was that the third chapter, or was that Revelation? That was Revelation, the 20th chapter. A day of darkness and gloominess, because of the cloud cover, and because of the spiritual darkness also. It says a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There has not been ever the like. Yeah, you're never gonna see anything like this. There's never been an account of what's gonna happen in the near future. You know, as it has happened in the past. In the past, it's never been like it's about to be. There's been little pieces of a similar situation, but it's never going to be the magnitude and the size and everything all encompassing of all the great things that's happened upon the earth. The second death, as we read in Revelation, was simply about when the whole world is judged for the second time. Because the first death was when Noah, and the Most High flooded the earth with Noah. That was the first death. Well, this will be like unto that. Matter of fact, I know I'm all over the place, Salakia, but hey, this is how the spirit moves. I'm gonna go into it right quick. I believe that's Isaiah 54. It's around 8 or 9, something like that. Verse 9, it says, "For this." I'm going to start verse 8. "In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment." Yeah, the Most High took his spirit away from his people. And this destruction that has come out of it has earned the 2/3 of our people, the whole nation, a level of punishment, but in particular the 2/3 part of that second death. It says, "But with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, thy Redeemer." He's going to bring us back. It said, "For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. As I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth." But he did not say that he would not judge the earth again. He just said he wouldn't judge the earth again with water. But now this time he's going to do it, because when the flush happened with Noah, wickedness still came upon the earth. But this time he's going to do it with the greatest cleaning agent, fire. And it won't be back anymore. It says, "So have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee." It said, "For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed. All my kindness shall not depart from thee," because the elect will be saved out of it. "Neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed." I'm not going to destroy the whole earth with water again like that. And I'm not going to destroy the whole nation of Israel. That was another covenant he made, right? "Saith the Lord that have mercy on thee." Let's jump down to a scripture, the 16th verse, because this goes right back into it. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire." What smith is that? The smiths are the modern day scientists. There was a bladesmith, a swordsmith, a clocksmith. Those were the different smiths or creators or engineers of those said things, right? Well, this smith is the creator of war, of destruction. Going back to Oppenheimer and even William Kaiser with his whole underground U-boat thing that we touched on in part 1, the whole atomic bomb in World War II, those that created that, all the way until it spawned into what it has become today. Into the ICBM missiles, the intercontinental ballistic missiles. They didn't have the technology. They had to fly the planes over there to Hiroshima and Nagasaki and drop it from a plane. Well, now you can shoot it from America to wherever else, or from the other country across the waters to get over here. That was one of the major defense systems set up, was those oceans that surrounded America, that you couldn't get over here before America could resist. But now you can shoot them from whatever country you're in, from the other continents, and hit America way over here. And that was a problem with America. America could do the same. They could take their warships and then put in the region and boom, get you. Anyway, going back, it said, I have created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire that help my agenda to destroy America. Right? It says, and that bring, that's with the jaws and the hooks right there, right? It says, and that bring forth an instrument for his work. What's that instrument? The nuclear warheads and the intercontinental ballistic missile that can propel that warhead across seas. Right? It says, and have created the waster to destroy. And have created the waster. That waster is the nuclear missiles to destroy. And how will it destroy? And where will it destroy? In Jehoshaphat, Yahweh when the land of the valley of decision, Armageddon, the mountain of troops over there, where everybody will be judged, where he judges the whole world. You know, he's going to judge them with these missiles, and with the lasers from the chariots, so on and so forth. But generally, we're talking about the missiles. You know, and then it goes on to no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. That's unto the elect. Yep. So I'm going to stop there and I'm going to go right back into Joel, the second chapter. And I'm going to start at verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, because those missiles are going to create a smoke of darkness and gloominess over the whole earth, right? When the smoke of America is put out there, you know, as it's burning, the other nations from the other continents are going to be able to see that smoke. And it's going to be a warning of the power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai of what could happen. Because at the same time as that's happening, you're going to see the sign of the chariots in the sky, knowing that Yahweh Shai has returned, the angels have returned back to the earth. And so that's going to be a complete sign of the warning of not to mess with Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. But they still will try to stand up and fight anyway against the chariots in Yahweh Shai and the angels. And then that's when Michael's going to be let loose to do his thing. Anyway, it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spreadeth upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it. There won't be another crazy day like this. And this is all going to come down in one day, once it all really happens, because America will be destroyed in an hour. And it says that we'll get to that in a little later. It says, even to the years of many generations. It said, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a burning flame. The fire devoureth before them is that warhead that's in the front of the missile. And a flame burneth behind them is that propulsion of the flame that pushes it from one continent to the next continent. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them. Before them, it's all beautiful and it's all civilization or wilderness that's beautiful, and flowers and fruits on the trees and all of that. It says, and behind them, a desolate wilderness. Because after America's destroyed and after these missiles hit, it completely wipes out everything. It's just going to be a desolate wilderness, like a desert. Right? It says, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as the horsemen, so shall they run. I'm going to go back into that image real quick so you brothers can see it. Yeah, when you look, you can see all the missiles at the top of the page, you know, and in the midst of the page and at the bottom of the page, of all of them in order. They're not going to break their ranks. I believe I'm going to say that. They're all going to hit their targets, but they're going to be arrayed like a stampede of horses. But they're going to be nuclear weapons. So they had, in that time, had to describe these missiles as what they understood. They understood horses and how horse stampedes and horses moved, but they didn't know what a missile was. So Joel is doing his best to describe the vision he's getting, you know, for what he understood at that time. It says, yeah, and as horsemen, so shall they run. So like with horsepower, it's fast. They're fast, right? It says, like the noise of chariots on the housetops, so like on the tops of mountains, so they leaped. The noise of the flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people set in the battle array. It's going to be a loud, crazy noise that happens, you know, with the power of it, and then the destruction of it hitting is going to shake the earth, and so on and so forth. It says, Where am I at? Hold on 1 second. I can hold on 1 sec. Yeah. Uh-huh. Where did I want to stop at? Yep. Yep. It says, verse 6 said, before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. Yeah, it's gonna be dark, man. You're gonna look like you seen a ghost. The fear that's gonna be on people. That's when it says, well, men holding their loins. Well, that's gonna be all the things that come before these missiles. But also when the missiles come, those that survive all this other stuff, there's still gonna be men holding their loins as a woman in travail. You know, everybody's gonna be afraid in that day also. It says, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his side. They shall not break their ranks. Yeah, they're not gonna miss their targets. They're not gonna hit one another and throw one off course. None of that's gonna happen. They're all gonna go perfectly into what they're supposed to hit. You know, um, there's not gonna be an obstacle to stop them or none of that. No missile defense, no force fields. None of that's gonna happen. Right? It says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the horses. They shall enter into the windows like a thief. Yeah, because it's going to happen so fast. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. That's what it said, right? That's what we already read about in the 3rd chapter, I believe it was. But now we're going to go back to the book of Revelation. Let me read the 11th verse also. It says, and the Lord Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, and for his camp is very great, for he is strong and executeth his word. And because he said he was going to do this, this is a prophecy we're bringing out. This is the time of Joel. But it's beginning to speak now in 2017. You know, the prophecy is speaking now in 2017. When that devil Trump put it out there and made that act of war, this began World War III, fulfilling the prophecy. So all you people that don't believe upon the true spirit and truth of this word that the Bible has written down, then what other signs do you need? How many more prophecies do you need to see come to pass? You know, before you wake up. But we also understand that you people aren't going to wake up, because talking about you Negro, Latino, and Native Americans that are of the 2/3, you're not going to wake up because it's not for you. You know, this thing is not for you. It's meant for you to stay dumb, deaf, and blind to this whole thing, pursuant to Isaiah, the 6th chapter, around the 9th verse. Anyway, so let's go back into another script, right? Only a couple more scripts. They may be kind of lengthy, but then we're going to close out. And this is, and this is playing on. I wish I didn't have the technology to do this live show online. I wish I could have, because this would have been a great live show to do. But I don't have technology on my phone to do that yet. Salakia for not being up on it. But hey, this has been taking me 3 days to put all this together because of work schedule and trying to get in between to do it all. But when you don't put these videos out in mass production, they become more lengthy because your spirit is on fire about it. So that's where we're at. So anyway, yeah, going back into the book of Revelation. Matter of fact, I was in Revelation 20. I think I hit all the 20 that I needed. Let's make sure. I'll read 14 again. It said, and death and hell. Yeah, I got that already. So we're going to go into Revelation 17. Start up at the top. It says, in fact, this is a good place to stop this one.